the, they're fucking ridiculous. You know, it's one of the things is that when me and my wife got together, she would make these fucking batches of cookies, and I love cookies, I love cakes, and I'd literally be eating dozens and dozens upon dozens of cookies when we first got together.
Okay, does your dream scenario, like your heaven, I would say, involve food? Because mine, I would say, probably involves food. I picture my heaven as like a classic, like 50 style diner with a nice milkshake. No strawberry milkshake. Honestly, I might change my opinion on that. I never liked strawberry milk in school. I always considered if you drank strawberry milk, you're not sitting at my lunch table. There was just something weird about it. But like, dude, a nice like milkshake, thick, fucking at a diner or just somebody like just talking to people. Oh my God, it's like a perfect heaven scenario to me.
See, like perfect heaven scenario for me is just an ongoing barbecue. I love to cook meat. I love to smoke meat, and I love food in general. I like everything I do involves around food, whether it's breakfast, lunch, dinner, and I'm a big foodie. Like I eat so many different kinds of food. And sometimes it just blows people away. Like what? And I'm like, no, I love the taste, the texture, the eating of food. You know, like how you talking about a milkshake, a Wendy's Frosty with a batch of hot fucking fries is just the epitome of perfectness right there. You know what I'm saying?
I never had the experience of dipping a French fry into a
Oh,
Wendy's Frosty because the only
oh,
Wendy's we had burned down. So I never had the
oh.
chance. They built a Dairy Queen on top of it, but I don't feel like that's the same thing. I don't think so.
Well, see, Dairy Queens make soft serve, and you can just get it in a cup instead of getting a blizzard. And they do make fries, so you know what I'm saying. You can easily just get that too. And Dairy Queen is very underrated for their food. Period. I don't care what anybody says. Their go-to is for ice cream, but they got a flamethrower burger. They got flamethrower chicken nuggets. They got a
Oh,
good.
hold on. Are they hitting it with an actual flamethrower or are you just saying
I
it's fire?
It's just fire, but I wish it
Okay.
was flame. It needs to be charbroiled. That's how they cook. And let me tell you something right now. Like I love spicy food, and
Yeah.
so that's just one of those places. Like when it's that time of the season and those burgers come out, I definitely like to stop and eat because we have a Dairy Queen. It's not too far from here. It's the next city over.
I see. I'm not a big guy on going even to fast food places to go eat something. I prefer to make my meals at home just because I know the calorie content, I know what's in it, and I've just been eating the same meal over and over again. I don't really want to. But then I saw McDonald's has a spicy chicken nuggets, and I'm like,
Yeah,
bro,
they're
changing the
all,
game.
they are, but they're not as good as you think they would be because I got kids. And so, they're like, I want those spicy nuggets. So we get them. I'm like, oh man, the regular nuggets are just better than those, period. They just have this weird, like, it's almost like they're trying to rip off Wendy's spicy chicken nuggets.
See, I've never had Wendy's, so there's no point of reference for me there.
See, and me too. I love my favorite thing to do is to go out and eat a lot. Um, and it's just what my kids hate it. They despise going to a restaurant, sitting down. But I love the commotion. I love the jumble. I love the arguing. I just love to sit down and enjoying the meal while I get to enjoy my kids, bullshit and doing what they do. But just we go out to eat all the time. Well, we used to go out to eat all the time. Right now we can't do shit. But the majority of the time we always go, and I don't get a little bit of food, man. I'll order like 4 entrees and just eat myself because also too I need those calories.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think the whole experience that people started to notice, especially during the pandemic when they were just missing out the opportunity to go out to eat. It was like I regret so many times when I was a kid going to Applebee's or going to Fridays because I never truly involved myself in the experience. I was always on my phone, much like you're talking about, probably like your kids bullshitting or
Oh
something.
yeah.
Same thing I was doing, but I went with my grandparents all the time. And I'm like, damn, what I would not give for a moment to be able to do that right freaking now, where I could sit down and my grandpa cracks like a classic dad joke or some stupid shit like that. But it's always something like it's funny because my the one time my grandpa burned me bad, we were talking about like because my grandma has a stool that's named after me. It's a little cedar chair or something
Yeah.
my mom used to sit in. Like it's just been in it's older than I am.
Yeah.
And it's called Robbie too. And I'm like, why is this one named Robbie? He just comes up out of nowhere, a silent car trip, just out of nowhere, not saying a word for an hour, just goes, she's also got a toilet named Robbie. And just like you in the toilet, you're both full of shit. And I just fucking looked at him like, what? And then he goes like, and he like does like the ha, gotcha. And then he tickles under your armpit like a grandpa does. And I'm like, what did I do to you to deserve that harsh burn you just gave me? But it's those experiences I miss, especially when you get older, man. It's like you fucking look back like, damn, you don't even realize what you had until it's not there anymore.
And that's one of the reasons why I drag my kids to do all these things, because I've had those moments and times where I was like, I could have spent more time. I could have did these things. And so that's why I do it now. I make a very conscious effort to be like, I don't care how much you complain. I don't care how much you don't want to. This is what we're doing because I want to. It's because I get to have those moments and know that, and then when they get older, they have those moments and they're like, oh, that's why my dad always did that. You know what I'm saying?
This might seem like a long walk for a short drink of water, but are you a fan of the theories of time?
I am a big fan of the theories of time.
Which one? A theory, B theory, or do you like to go with the eternalistic theory?
The paternalistic theory.
Okay. Because I was thinking about the A theory a lot, and I was like, the fact that the past exists and also the present exists. B theory is that the present exists and the future hasn't happened yet, and the past is long gone. So I'm like, I feel like if the past, the present, and the future are all existing at once, would there be a way to be able to figure that out? Like, there's just understanding the realms of the theories of thought between time. Somebody thought of that shit. So where did it come from? What drug trip were they on that experienced that? Because if you're telling me as we're talking right now, the War of 1812 is going on right now, I would like to know what this growing block universe theory is.
Well, see, and that's the thing is that's when the string theories and all these theories that line up for interdimensional timelines coinciding. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is like when you take some kind of psychedelic or something like that, it gives you an opportunity to peer into those zones where that thought process comes up, and all of a sudden that guy had that thought created that whole thing. You know what I'm saying? That's just one of those things, and in my life, I've dreamed and had all these thoughts that I'm like, I shouldn't have these because I've never had these experiences. And because I've had these experiences, it makes me feel like this is really what the time is. Because I'm like, if I'm slipping in and out of consciousness into my sleep into another dimension or another, parallel universe, and having my life in there, because sleep has never been fully, it's been studied to the fullest, but it doesn't know what happens when you sleep. So it's like if you close your eyes, you're leaving the matrix, and then you're going into another matrix that lets you live this or have this other past experiences. But the thing is that could be happening at the exact same time. We just don't know it. So as I'm sleeping, I'm having this whole other life going on, and I'm only absorbing it and having it as it's just a dream. It's not real, but shit, could it be?
Yeah, like astral projection. Because you sent me that ultimate frequency thing, and I've been talking about it a lot
Yeah.
recently, like the ultimate frequency. I'm like,
Yep.
if there's a point that would you want to? Like, I see Doctor Strange when he's flying through all those dimensions. I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't want to know because I don't want to know what's behind that door. I had actually talked to recently a sleep scientist. And I,
Yeah.
of course, had a lot of questions being an insomniac. And he was like, you might be able to function off an hour of sleep because an hour of sleep to me, that's a lot. Like, if I get 10 minutes, it feels like 8 years.
Yeah.
And he was like, think about this. You not getting your full amount of sleep means that the level you're at right now is 10 years aged than when you're supposed to be mentally.
Yeah.
He goes, so imagine if you got a full 8 hours, what you could accomplish with full 8 hours. And I was
Yep.
like, damn, so you're telling me I would be more productive than I am now? And he goes, you'd probably be a lot more productive. He goes, it's not a problem right now because you're young. But
Yeah.
when you get into your 50s and 60s,
Yeah. You start getting to my age,
it's going to be an issue.
that it will be. Because I used to be the same way. All I need is an hour or two, and then I'm right back on the grind. I'm always working, always, moving, getting shit done, always fucking like. But the thing is as I got older, my body's like, oh, no, no, check it the fuck out. Because I used to be the same way where I would be able to instantly hit REM sleep as soon as I close my eyes and then wake up. And people are like, how hit REM sleep? Because I would be like completely unconscious for whatever amount of a lot of the time I would let my body sleep at that moment in time. You know what I'm
You,
saying? And then when I'd wake up, I'd be so refreshed. I'd be like, all right, I'm ready to do whatever needs to get done.
Do you think that's just overexhaustion though? Because like I started kind of looking at like how many people tell you that you're going to overtrain, and I've never experienced overtraining out of the 9 years I've been going every single day. So it's like I've never experienced that before. I can get tired for sure, but I mean my workouts now are 2 a days. I'm doing weights in the morning, and then I'm doing usually I did 4 hours of cardio yesterday just on
Yeah.
the elliptical. I watched Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and I watched Doctor Strange. And it's like I just felt tired. I wasn't in pain. I was still able to work out this morning too. So it was like it had me thinking, because there's, even as much as we know about the human body and as much as me and you probably know about nutrition and working out, there are still things out there where, like, there's a thing called adrenal failure, your
Oh
adrenal
yeah,
gland failure, where
yeah,
you're, uh,
yeah. Too
it's a
much
mi-
stimulants.
it's a myth. I clicked on it and it literally said in the article, under, like, in a separate tab,
Yeah.
myth. And I was like, what does this mean? And I clicked it and it's like, there are no equivalent studies showing that a person has adrenal gland failure. And I started listening to this and I clicked on a link that sent me to a podcast, and it was a scientist on there talking about how there's enough adrenaline in your gland to last you 2 lifetimes. So
Well,
there's
see,
no way a person could exuberate enough of that to totally drain it.
with the adrenal gland, it's just like anything else. It's not a muscle, but it is a system in your body that you can overexert. And when you overexert it, it doesn't go to failure. What ends up happening is it develops a tolerance. So it requires your body to have more reaction to be able to hit that level for it to give you an adrenaline dump. And so a lot of times what people don't understand is like, adrenaline junkies, people who jump out of planes, they have such a high tolerance for adrenaline that jumping out of plane, literally the only thing that would make them have that sensation and that feeling to be able to reach that point. And so everyone's level of it is different. So one of the things that I've always found out, just through my trial and error with adrenal glands, is you can take a certain amount of supplements and stuff like that to help you project it and produce more. But the thing is if you start using stuff like that to hit that level, that tolerance level goes so much higher that it requires even more. And so a lot of times, like I said, if you back off supplements, pre-workouts, energy drinks, what ends up happening is over a period of time, it starts becoming a lower tolerance again. And so then you can actually have that adrenaline dump. But the thing is like it completely depends on the person. Also, too, it is psychosomatic. If you think something, you read something, and you feel it's real, guess what? It's going to be absolutely real to you.
See, that pre-workout thing, none of it has ever worked on me. I don't have a tolerance for it. And even with caffeine, I cut out coffee like 4 days ago. So I'm experiencing the withdrawal with, like, the body just craving coffee. And, like, it's weird because my digestive system is just all thrown off track and everything like that. But I took 4 scoops of a stimulant pump, and then I took a bang with it onto, like,
Yeah.
I'm part of the dry scoop gang. You just pour
Yeah.
right in your
Not
mouth,
me.
don't even put it
Not
in a
me.
bottle. But I chugged it down with a bang. All it did, like, you could tell it was working on my body, but I had no brain effects to it. I felt no different. My veins were wide open. Like, you could tell they were just piercing through my skin, but it was like, I felt a good workout from it, but, like, none of those pumps, none of those pre-workouts, none of those things work on me. And it's weird to see how your body, I guess, receives certain stimulants or receives certain supplements in a way. Like, some people, how much caffeine is that? It's like 150 milligrams, man. It's like half an energy drink. And, like,
Yeah.
that's too much. That's too much for me. It'll make me
Yeah.
shake and I'll be crazy all day. It's like, bro, I could drink a pot of coffee and go to bed.
And see, and that's one of those things is like, with ADD and ADHD, most people don't know this, is that when you have these tendencies and you have this thing, you know, stimulants have the reverse effect where it puts you in a mindset where you're calm, cool, and collective, and you actually understand, because what it is it's catching your body up to your mind. So then, like you said, I can drink a pot of coffee, I can drink pre-work. I used to take pre-workout and then work out and then fall right to sleep right after with no problem, no ease. It's because I have that problem. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I can drink all the energy drinks in the world, I can have all the pre-workouts in the world. The thing is it's manipulating my body for it to do what I want, but it's not like affecting my mind, or like I said, I don't got the jitters. I'm focused. I'm on point. But that's what happens with those kinds of things too. It's like when you have here, give me 1 second. Dogs are starting to whine. But
Got a new
the
puppy. It's gonna
oh
happen.
yeah, exactly. But what ends up happening is when you start having these things, you get this, it's like that's what Adderall does. You know what I'm saying? Everyone wants to take all this Adderall. It gets me all jacked and wired and crazy. Adderall is a drug that calms people with ADHD and
Yeah, it
ADD
didn't do
down.
shit to me. It
But
actually made me focus in on everything around me.
and that's what it's supposed to do. Is because when we have these hypertension disorder, it's because we're so sporadic. It helps you pinpoint like laser focus. So when you take pre-workout and you take all these stimulants, it doesn't have that effect, because guess what? It gets normal people jacked and wired, but for us, it hits that point so you can actually work out and train and be so laser focused that nothing else matters. You know what I'm saying? That's just one of those things. It's a proven fact. You know what I'm saying? That's why, Adderall's this great drug, and people use all these pre-workouts and supplements so they can party hard and get all crazy and be all jacked and wired. When we take it, guess what? We can actually focus and get shit done.
It makes me want to sign up for one of those drug trials where they just start testing drugs on you and seeing what happens. Because I've heard experiences from salvia and all these crazy experiences people have and stuff. And it's like, I think the biggest fear is that you take too much and then it takes you to this place that you probably don't want to go. And I feel like that's why a lot of the community and myself really has not experienced with psychedelics, is because tearing down the fabrics of what you call a reality and trying to show you who your true self is, a lot of people are afraid to confront that. Like my biggest fear is confronting whatever that is that I might seem like a put together guy, but everyone's got their demons and I got mine. And I'm looking at it like, oh my God, if I take this drug, is it going to throw me into this other state where I might not ever come back from? That's why a lot of people that take severe acid trips develop schizophrenia or develop some type of mental disorder from it, because seeing so much of that so much of the time and going so deep into it, there's a point where you might not be able to come back. It's kind of like playing a luge where you're tossing them across the board. You're waiting for it to stop right on exactly where you go. And then one time you go a little bit too far.
That's it. But that's the thing though too, is like, I've taken all those kinds of things, and the thing is it's done when done right and done correct. Because a lot of times people, I don't know, I'm just gonna take as many as I think I need, and it's a tiny bit goes a long way. But the thing is like, for people like us and people, like I said, we always feel like we have issues. We always feel like we're out of the ordinary and not the same as everybody else. But the thing is that's just our inner projection, because, or like our inner look at ourselves is because we see ourselves as this manic crazy person because everyone else is normal around us. But the thing is we're actually the normal people because we have common sense. We think out processes. We overthink, we overtalk, we overwork out of what needs to be done so we get it done correctly when everyone else is like nonchalantly fucking living their life. But see, the thing is we have the organization skills and the abilities to live a certain way. And because we live that certain way, we feel out of the ordinary because everyone was always telling us that. I was like, no, people need to work. People need to get down. People need to do shit. And the thing is you're being lazy. And I'm talking about other people. They'll be like, well, I'm like, no, I do these many podcasts. I do this. I do, just like how you do a lot of shows. Well, guess what? I'm so, thinned out on everything that I'm doing, but it helps me focus on my life and lets me know that I'm actually accomplishing things. You know what I mean?
I do a few shows. I don't really consider a lot, but I do a couple here and there.
That's what
Um,
I'm saying.
but it's weird because like it started making me think of like how we used to test drugs back in the day, and like obviously like Project Hero and all these other types of
Yeah.
things like Stranger Things was built upon, and then even Men's There It Goes when you're learning how to make psychological warriors and testing with
Yeah.
LSD and stuff of that sort. But if you look at like the St. Chapel Marsh experiment, which was like giving pastors and priests drugs to be able to kind of, test the population and see what happens spiritually, what's inside of their mind and how far it can truly go. It makes you start to look at a lot of things. Like they're starting to find out by testing certain chalices and things back in the old ancient Greek days that a lot of it was laced with a lot of drugs. Like the
Oh yeah.
wine was laced with drugs. And it's like, what of our society and why is there a spirit? Like I talked to a guy who wrote a book about the spiritual connection between mushroom. Sebastian Segate was one of my podcasts, and he
Yeah.
was wrote a book on psychedelics and their link to religion. And it's like I hear that all the time, that our concept of religion changes when they start looking at God. It's around about being all around us. And the concept of it is it takes a drug for you to be able to see that. And I think, man, so much of those stories, if you look at it through the eyes of someone who's on hallucinogenics or drugs, they make a lot of sense. I mean, it's the same thing. We used to have star mapping back in the day where people used to be on ships and looking at the stars to find a direction to way to go home or to a direction of where they're supposed to go by following the constellation. Well, we gave the constellation certain symbols and certain astral signs based on people taking massive hallucinogenic drugs and looking up at the sky and seeing a fish come out of a fucking vase. So I'm wondering, what of today can we fix by taking psychedelics and trying to find an understanding? Would we fix greed? Would we fix pain? Would we fix so many other things that we're kind of stumbling across, but nobody really wants to seem like they want to solve the problem? It's kind of like if I mentioned the cure to cancer. If they have the cure to cancer, do you think they're going to give you the cure to cancer, or do they think they're going to benefit way more than just selling you the supplement that's going to keep that away, temporarily put a Band-Aid on top of it? They're probably going to go the money route with it. So what about psychedelics could we fix in pain and greed and things in our own brain or genetic system that we're just finding a way to cover up rather than truly look at the root problem, because it's so much easier to brush something under the carpet than truly fix it.
Which is true as fuck. Because let me tell you something right now. There are so many things that are out in this world that can benefit the world that they are not allowed to be let out. They're not allowed to be shown. They've made hydrogen cars. They've made miracle drugs. There are supplements and stuff out there that can change the world. They have drugs that will instantly cure drug addiction, but they refuse to put them out there because guess what? It is more cost effective. It costs more. It makes millions of dollars to keep people hooked and not woke. You know what I'm saying? And when I mean woke, I'm not talking about fucking like these people right now. I'm not talking about woke as in they can't wake up to see that we're being facade. They're fucking killing us. They're slowly fucking strangling the world to fucking make this money and not let us live our best fucking life, which we can. We can just, this world can transcend so fucking quickly, but it's the governments, it's the fucking rich, it's those people in this world that are holding us down. And the reason they're holding us down is because we're profit margins. We are the fucking people paying into this, and they have a stranglehold on it because guess what? No regular person has any control of any of that at all.
Doesn't it make you wish you could talk to like an alien that's coming out from like an outside perspective and be like, what do you think of this that's going on? And it's like, I see a system of government that's literally making people pay for their own suffering rather than showing them the path to enlightenment. You know,
Exactly.
that's the toughest thing is like, I watched a monk stand on a pole for 34 hours just by eating glass was his survival thing. And I'm
Mhm.
like, how do you get your mind to that point? I think that's why astral projection, one aeronautics, being able to jump into someone's sleep, all these different concepts that are out there. I'm like, why aren't we diving more into this research area aspect? Why are these things just left there? There used to be a topic of concern back in the day called truth wizards. I don't know if you've ever heard of this,
I don't think I've heard that term.
but it was an elite group of people that usually were appointed as judges, were appointed as prosecutors, were appointed in, I guess, severe states of law enforcement that could easily tell if you were bullshitting. It's a skill. It's a be able to talk to someone and know if they're bullshitting you or not, or if someone's giving you a story. They're called truth wizards, and it's about a 0.5% of the population that has this natural ability to be able to detect out lies, like a human lie detector. Especially if you've experienced bullshitting a lot when you are a kid and then you kind of grew out of it, like I have, where I can kind of tell if somebody's giving me a fake story or leading me on in a case. Why aren't we working more into that and being able to appoint those people? Because, like, everything, it turns into a game. It's all about winning or losing. It's all about who cares about the right answer when I can get this person in jail for life and I get a win on my record. Rather than trying to find out the truth and sorting through facts and information, people rather just look at what they hear and then, whoever's a smooth talker can kind of convince the argument there. But it's like there are realms of study that are so fascinating that we didn't go down the rabbit hole. Best one I can think of, plant perception. Why aren't we trying to figure out if plants have these types of emotions, if they can feel things around us? They did one study on it and debunked and said, nah, it's a busted. It's not going to work. I'm like, fucking go at it again. Where there's things, the world has changed in 40 years. The world's changed in 10 years. You're telling
Yep.
me you can't be the same answer you're going to get every single time.
Well, and then the technology gets better because there's more abilities to analyze and study. Because guess what? Computers getting smaller, technology is getting so much stronger, and the data would change. The data will change because guess what? We can actually analyze it better and look at things better because they have the ability to look at things at subatomic levels now to where we can't, even phantom that fucking small. You know what I'm saying? Microscopes, all these things, just the ability to fucking actually detect electrical pulses, and just like I said, in plants, being able to guess what? If they done, I've only seen small amounts of studies. Well, guess what? I was watching this one where they put a light, all right, a light in a dark room with a plant in the middle on a table, and the light would rotate. And it would go to each corners of the room, and it was supposed to be completely randomly generated. But what ended up happening after a certain amount of time, the light kept randomly going to the center where the plant was. And they were talking about how a computer simulation, a computer design, all of a sudden rewrote itself to not just randomly go, but to stay almost within the middle to construct to actually feed this plant to grow. And I was like, are you fucking serious? Like, what kind of study is this where it's like the computer algorithm changes to fucking preserve life, to preserve this plant without it dying? Because guess what? The plant would move to the corner, like it would lead that way when the light went there. Then all of a sudden it just started staying in the center. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? This is a computer. It's supposed to be programmed. It is not supposed to have any kind of AI to develop or change. And yet it did.
Well, the first supercomputer they built started putting in like what was it? They started speaking its own like language or something like that
Oh
that
yeah,
they
it was
couldn't
on
understand.
Twitter. That was Twitter ended up creating a couple of AIs, and then they started talking in like Korean or something like that, and then all of a sudden it designed its own language, and they had to shut it down because it started talking to itself so fast and started creating its own, like I said, literally created its own language where no one could understand it anymore, and so they had to shut it down.
See, I'm still in the thought that if we create artificial intelligence or something, robots or something to make our lives easier, that they would end up looking at us like inferior to them and not kill us, but try and find a way to make us more superior, which I feel like would be in the wrong way of like, instead of helping you with getting groceries out of your car, they'd be like, this would be easier if you had a robotic arm and then chop off your arm. And you're like, wait a minute, hang on, I'm not ready for that yet. I feel like it's more of that style of thinking.
Well, I mean, the computer. This is my thought on the computer thing. The Matrix hit it so close on the head that like I said, it
Hold
has a
on, was
whole
that a
different back.
sneeze? Was
No,
that a
that's the dogs are
oh,
going at it.
I'm about to say, is that a sneeze? I was about to say, bless you.
But the Matrix hit it on the head. But the thing is I don't feel it's going to be the same outcome as that, because the Matrix had a completely different story. What I feel is if AI gets to the point where it's so strong that it understands that it needs to protect us because that's how it's designed, it's going to put us in a cryostasis kind of style of a thing where guess what? It's going to hook us up with tubes and wires. And it's going to feed us and take care of us and nurture us and then find ways to fucking generate itself through us, just like how they did like in the Matrix, how everything's a battery. We're batteries to them because they found a way to extract the electrical pulses out of our fucking body to feed them. But at the same time, they're feeding us, taking care of us, and making sure that we don't die and we're not in danger. And like, I would not put it past anything getting to that point, because guess what? That's you always hear the three laws for robots in every fucking movie, because everything I'm getting from is movies. And so like it's to protect, to save, and to not kill. Well, guess what? It can do all three of those just by putting us in a fucking bubble and not letting us out. You know what I'm saying? And it's fucking crazy because it could go that way. You know what I'm saying? They're not harming us. They're not killing us. All they're doing is keeping us safe in a locked fucking room, just like a jail, and be like, yeah, you just got just enough to eat, just enough to survive. You're not scared. You're not fucking angry. You're not upset. You're just there.
If I gave you a file and I placed a file in front of you, and in that file was one thing you would want to know the truth to, what would you want to know the truth to?
If I want to know the truth, this is what I want to know. I want to know if there is a higher being that generated this. Because if I knew that, it would change my perception of what prayer and thoughts were. If I was really being heard, it would let me know that my voice is not unheard if I'm saying a prayer or if I'm saying something, whether what God, whatever it is, if there was a true higher being that's benevolent, that's what I would want to know. And then, like I said, I'd want to know that, because then it would say that there is a purpose in this world. There is a reason why we're here. We're just not allowed to know because we wouldn't understand. And so that would just be it. You know what I'm saying? It would answer so many questions for myself. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, I'd be like, I understand. I get it. I'm going to live my life the best I can.
But do you understand that's a rational way of thinking of an answer you might not be able to accept? You don't know once you find out that information if your mind could handle it. It's like when a kid figures out Santa Claus isn't real, you're like, fuck, they're messed up for a couple of days. I think that's what the government, when they hide a lot of shit, it's like when we were storming Area 51 2 Septembers ago, it was this aspect of like, they don't want you to know what's going on in there because you're probably not going to be able to handle it. There might be a few like me or you that might might be able to handle it. But if somebody told me that this was all created or fabricated, or I was in a machine right now, or I was in a coma and this is all just a part of my brain, I don't know if I could handle it. It's kind of like the movie John Dies at the end, where Paul Giamatti turns out he's like not, he's just a figment of the kid's
Yep.
imagination. Like it's that whole aspect of like, most of the population is not going to be able to handle it if they found out aliens were real. And then they see the COVID bills telling them all this stuff about alien intelligence information. It's scaring a lot of people, and a lot of people are just trying to find a sense of normalcy. And you're coming in here with this boomstick, knocking down somebody's door and saying, hey, here's the shit. You wanted to know it a while back. Well, here it is now. And it's like piling more on top of more. And I'm like, man, if this system is really as corrupt as they say, there's got to be a method to the madness. There's got to be a reason why they're not giving us a lot of things, because the fact of most of the population probably can't handle it. I think it should be a choice, but I think it should be one that's like a tattoo where you think about it a couple of months. You just don't get it willy nilly.
Oh yeah, no, but that's the thing though too. Is like I said, I feel I could understand that. I feel like it would change my aspect, whether I was ready to hear it or not. It would definitely change my outlook in this world. Where does my actions have consequences? You know what I'm saying? Because that's one of the main things. Is I live my life like a good person. I live my life as best as I can, but it would let me know that I can literally do whatever I want and there's no consequences, because there's no heaven or hell, or if there is a heaven and hell, or if there's some kind of dimension that we go to once we pass away, that there is consequences for your actions. But if there's no consequences for my actions, well, guess what? I would be a completely different person. You know what I'm saying? Because, like it's like karma. Karma is a real thing where you put out energy, you get back energy. And the thing is it would also answer that. Guess what? There's no karma. Karma ain't shit. It's just a figment of my imagination that I put upon myself. You know what I'm saying?
But would you want your actions to be changed if you found out that a heaven and hell did exist? Because once you figure out a heaven and hell exists, you're going to immediately start being a lot nicer, or you're going to
Yeah.
be trying to avoid ways to get angry on the concept of you're afraid of going to the bad place. So I'm like,
It,
would you want
it,
that change?
Oh yeah, I definitely would want that change, because that like I said, it would put me in a better sense of knowing that, have I been living my life right, or have I made a mistake and should have had a better reaction to something that somebody did, or I could have been different in this situation. But guess what? It would, like I said, it would definitely change that outlook on life, to where like I can be better. Or what, fuck everybody else. I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want, and anybody wants to get in my fucking way, they're gonna fucking learn. You know what I'm saying?
I think that perspective of not knowing is important because it keeps you pure to who you want to truly walk the line of who you wish to be. I mean, you walk up to God and God's like, did you just do all those good things because you thought that's what, like, oh, you figured out heaven was real? And then that's the only way to get in is you had to be nice your whole entire life, even though deep in your mind, you're like a fucking cunt or something like that.
And see
Damn, I did
that
not mean to say that word. That word's going to
nah,
hit a lot of people
it's
hard.
gonna hit. But you got to remember who you're talking to. He's talking with the angry dad, so do not at all take him, because he's speaking my language. Okay,
I'm talking
and
about like how Australians talk about it a
yeah,
lot. They use it like a verb down there.
exactly. And see, and that's the thing. It's like with no for me with no for knowing, like there's a lot of situations where I walked away being a better person, but somebody else in my life got to walk away and felt like, and then just kept perpetuating what they do to somebody else, when I could have easily just stepped in, squash this person's personality, destroy their world to the point where they'll never act or talk like this again. But because I didn't want to go that far with them, I just walked away, and then I let that drama just drift on in the world, when I could have easily just squashed that. You know what I'm saying? Because I've had people come in my face and try to get at me all crazy, being the bigger person, being like, trying to live my life a decent way. I'm like, you know what, whatever. But guess what? I let that energy walk away, thinking they're a better person than everybody else, when I could easily just put them in their place and been like, it is what it is.
See, because I always look at myself, for instance, I have this like weird voice in my head that's like what I actually want to say or what I feel like I should. And it only happens when I think I wouldn't say it's the inner asshole inside of me. I would consider it the fact of like, whenever I talk to someone and they come at me of a level of intelligence, like I'm an idiot. like somebody with a PhD that talks down to me. And I'm like, I hate that with anything. When I see it on the street, somebody talking down to someone, there's just immediately
Yeah.
voice in my head, like, who the fuck are you? Like that you want to come at somebody like that. And it happens so much because I think those people are the ones that are so sensitive is why they're hiding a lot of the secrets, because if you told that person that their whole life is a lie and everything they'd known tend to be false, they're probably going to shatter and cry in the shower or some shit. And I look at that like you're ruining it for all of us.
Exactly. And then that like I said, that would change my aspect and look on that, because that's exactly how I think. Is because like I said, I've had many people, like I said, I know how I look, I know how I talk, I know how I am, but the thing is I can have a conversation, I can speak, I understand, I get it. I'm a very neutral person when it comes to decisions, because guess what? People can live their lives. But as soon as you try to talk to me a certain way, I've grabbed a couple of people, given them a little shake, because some people in this world have never felt strength. They've never felt like vulnerability. And every so often, you gotta, you just gotta grab somebody like that, and it wakes them up. They're like, oh shit. They might feel disrespected, they might be upset, but the thing is they will never speak to you or treat you that way, because guess what? Now they have that aspect of fear. Like you said, when you grab somebody, you just kind of just give them a little jostle. They're like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? Because I've had a couple of people talk to me. I just kind of grab their arm and pull them in close, like, hey, and they're like, oh, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of those things that, like I said, I could take that situation further, but the majority of the time, people just spook. They're scared. You know what I'm saying?
I think it also comes to a point of comfortability too. How many times you get comfortable with somebody and you tend to, go overextend the boundary, I would say. The next thing you
Yeah.
know, somebody has to snap somebody in the spot. Like, hey, that's not how you might be getting a little bit too comfortable in this
And
aspect of things.
and that is the truth, because like I said, that just how you said, I got that inner voice where I just want, and being at my age, being a father and being the place I grew up, I've never had that muzzle, you know what I'm saying? That quietness, that like, I will call every, like, I don't care about embarrassing myself. I don't care about causing a scene. And I don't care if anyone's laughing at me, but I'm going to speak up right there and then, and make sure everybody in that room feels uncomfortable with what just happened. You know what I'm saying? I will make a spectacle out of it.
I had that happen at a fucking Food Lion when there's the social distance and everything
Yeah.
like that. I was walking out of the door and the dude was standing in the middle of the doorway and like to exit Food Lion, and I'm like walking past him. I had to like go around him, like just oh fuck, man, it just pissed me off. I walked past him. He goes, "Hey, 6 feet, asshole." And I looked at him. I'm like, 6 feet, asshole. You're standing in the middle of the fucking exit. He goes, "Oh yeah, fuck you," and started walking away from me. And I'm like, you're the one getting in your fucking truck right now. Like, I was just so steamed up because, like, the sense of, I'm not an aggressive guy, but I will call out bullshit. Like, I have
Yeah.
people that'll, like, my buddies that'll go to stores with me and they'll fucking grab me, like, "Rob, don't say that." And I'm like, you got to call it out when it happens, because
Yeah.
half of these people are walking around here with their fucking brain in their asshole. They're not paying attention. They're standing in the middle of the fucking street, not looking both ways. Every day at my work, when people are leaving the gym, they do not look both ways. And we live right on an intersection part where I see cars slam on the brakes 24/7, where I'm like, one of these times someone's going to get fucking hit. And I
Yeah.
can get it, because when you get done with the workout, first thing you're thinking of is going home and making some food or
Oh
doing
yeah. You're
whatever
in
is
the
on your mind.
zone. Everything.
But it's not even just there. Like, I'm driving into work and dude staring out of his fucking window, like, "Oh, I'm driving, but I'm not looking in front of me to see where I'm going." And I'm like, you're going 20 miles under the fucking speed limit. Like,
Yeah.
the way that this society and this system works is when we all function together. And this is when I get pissed off, is because there's so much every single day that is just missing us, that could literally end us at any moment. And one person not paying attention and not functioning properly, or being off, or not giving a fuck about somebody else's feelings, being on their cell phone while they're fucking driving, is going to cause an incident that could take somebody else's life. And that's where I start to get a little bit pissed off, because people walk around with this nose above everybody else and like this sense of like, I'm more important than you are. And I'm like, fuck, I think the complete opposite. I know everyone is better than me. And I'm like, that's what we need to get to. I think it's important to keep that sense of like humility about us.
And so that's the thing, is like, a lot of people don't have this humility, because everyone is coached and taught like we're all winners, we're all this. I'm like, no, I can always learn, I can always change, I can always grow. I'm not the perfect person. And that's what's happening in this generation now. It's what's causing cancel culture. It's what's causing all this extra drama in the world that social media is projecting out there is because everybody's perfect. Everybody's the one. Everyone's a princess. Everyone's a fucking prince. Everybody, it there's no winning and losing is not taught anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Well, saying
It,
no is foreign, and it's like it shouldn't be
yeah,
foreign. It should be the
at all.
mainstream.
Exactly. It needs to be taught. Guess what? Not everyone's going to say yes. You're not going to always get the job. You're not going to always fucking be the fucking best person in the fucking world at anything. No, people are going to not appreciate you for what you do. And that is, it used to be taught. It used to be shown. It used to be in education. And now it's not.
It used to be a thing that remember that big thing that happened like 10, 15 years ago when it was really bad to hit your kids, and next thing you know it turned into I'm like, there are some cases when a parent beats the shit out of a kid and you're like, that's fucking horrible. But then there's a simple slap to the back of the head that lets them know, like, hey, watch
Yeah.
your mouth. That was important to have. But then it just
Yeah.
got so far where even parents were afraid. It's like, you fucking created that kid. If you're gonna
Yep.
hit him in the back of the head because he called some chick bitch or something, you should damn right slap him in the back of the head.
Exactly. Like I said, it's like looked down. I've done this to every one of my kids, and guess what? Every one of my kids is a good person. Every one of my kids understands and respects. You know what I'm saying? And that's what drives me fucking nuts. Is because respect is no longer. If a child can't respect a parent, then what the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
what? Like literally, like that's what happens nowadays. Is like, whoever's your guardian, no one's teaching respect anymore, and everyone's like, well, they're gonna. I'm like, I like, guess what? Then take them away. If that's what the situation is, and go. Guess what? Oh, all this stuff that you think you're gonna take. No, that's my property. There's a pair of shoes. There's a pair of pants. Get the fuck out of my house.
I'll
It's as
never
easy as that.
I'll never forget when my dad told me like I think there's probably a point when a kid's 16 or 17 where he stands up to his father and
Yeah.
it's like this sign of like, I think I can fucking take you. And I remember when that moment came in my life, and then my dad sat me down. He was like, look, the reason why like that would have been a very bad situation is not that I'm stronger than you or you're stronger than me. It's this aspect of one time I got really fed up with my own dad and I had swung back at him, and my dad has not looked at me the same in the past 30 years because of that. And I'm like, fuck, like there's just this like he always built up a level of respect where it was like, I'm not going to talk, like there was always that kind of like, all
Yeah.
right, that's enough's enough. But there was like this aspect of like, I'm not going to show that I'm better than you. We're at the same level. And it's like, it's so important because you'll see so many parents like, this is my house. This is how shit's going to run. You're living here. You're a guest. And it's like, you go live on the street. It's like, fuck. It's like, once you hit that point, it's like just trying to show your dick. It's really just trying to flash it. And it's like, there's no respect there. When a
Yeah.
respect is earned, you have a way better chance of this deal working out rather than this sense of I'm your parent, so I know more than you, because that answer only works for like the first 10 years.
And see, and that's the thing too, is like that as a parent and as a father, it's I show the love, I show the respect, and I do these things for them. And I never ask, never question. I'm just like, no problem, we'll take care of it, we'll do it. Oh, you want to try this, you want to try that, guess what, we'll do that. But the thing is it's our job to teach this into our kids, so as they grow, it's repeated. You know what I'm saying? Because like, you're gonna have shitty parents, you're gonna have shitty people, you're gonna have shitty kids no matter what. But the thing is that it just keeps happening because that's what's being taught. You know what I'm saying? Just like, some parents don't even want their kids because they're like, well, I just kind of forced. And I was like, no, you were being stupid as a kid, and then you had to raise a kid. And because you didn't learn these from your parents, because guess what? You didn't have an opportunity to learn any of this shit. And so a lot of times it's the responsibility that nobody is making sure nobody's following up on what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? I see it all the fucking time. I'm just like, it blows my fucking mind. I had kids at a young age, but guess what? I made sure I took care of them. I made sure I was there. I made sure I worked. I made sure that they had everything that they need and wanted, because guess what? That's what I wanted to do. But the thing is I wanted to make sure that I raised my kids to be nothing like me. And I mean, nothing like me. None of my kids went down the path that I went down or doing the things that I did. And I fucking pray to whatever higher powers up there, because I don't know yet. I haven't received that file from you. But that they're doing way better than what I was doing at my age, at their age. You know what I mean?
I think the idea of a healthy home is the idea that the kid has four walls to be behind. And I think it goes a little bit farther than that. I think it's also the mentality that you need to be comfortable with yourself as a person before you should learn to have kids. You know, there
Yes.
needs to be an aspect of you have to obviously take care of yourself, but are you okay with who you are? Is there things that in your mind that you still want to do that's not going to infringe onto your kid's life and your kid's activity and your kid's decision? I think it's a very strange feeling when a parent comes home and they're a foreigner in their own household. You know, their
Yep.
kids look at them like they don't know who that is. And a lot of parents, like, that's their choices. I'd rather work my ass off so my kid never has to struggle. But from a kid that had parents that work 24/7, I'm telling you, the emotional side is much more important. You know, a kid can very rarely, like myself, can come out balanced when it comes to dealing with his thoughts and, you know, being around himself 24/7 and trying to learn to be a critical thinker to figure out life. But there is a necessity if somebody can help you get there faster when a parent is at home to do so. It's just very, very complicated. So if you give a person psychedelic mushrooms to be able to handle discovering who they are. So there's no question throughout 30 years of this kid's life or however long you're involved into it. So the reason I say 30 is because it seems like a lot of millennials are staying home until they're
Yeah.
30. That's just a factor of the world being dog
Yeah.
shit today. It's very,
Yeah.
very, it's two
Oh yeah.
grand to rent a place for a month where I live. That's
Oh yeah.
fucking a lot of money.
Oh, it's fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because like,
Biden's only giving me 1,400.
well, you know, I'm still waiting for that STEMI to drop. But you know, but it's like,
You like that reference? That
yeah,
was a good
yeah,
one.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting ready to get paid. I got a hot tub to finish off.
Yeah, exactly. That's I know so many people are complaining about the $600. I'm like, what'd you do with that 600? And it's like, I definitely did not just buy this new iPhone. It's like, all right.
You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you right now. Um, like regardless of what anybody says, you know, with 2020, it was very productive for me and my family and my kids because we were actually able to, you know, do a ridiculous amount of shit. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't travel or anything, but like I said, we, you know, we fixed up the house, got new appliances, got a new car, and we did an awful lot of things that, you know, normally we're like, we're kind of, you know, we make it, you know, we live comfortable, we're not struggling. But the thing is like, well, we kind of spent a lot of money this year, but it's like because we didn't go anywhere or do anything, we had a lot of money, and we're just like, you fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was a little. It just it really put in perspective to me, like how much we actually did, because we do a lot of shows, we go, you know, we go on trips, we do all these kind of things, and I was like, fuck, we actually didn't do too much this year, and I didn't realize how much money we actually spend on doing fun stuff with the family and the kids.
Plus, you don't want to miss all like the young moments too, and you can actually fuck with them pretty hard and they'll believe anything you say.
Hey, let me tell you right now, my kids thought I was 86 for the longest time. I would like, they would ask me how old I was. I'd be like, I'm 86. And they're like, how you older than grandma? I was like, look, I'm an alien.
I'm an alien. I'm from the past. Now, but like when I used to go to circus, like when they actually used to do circus events when I was a little kid, Barnum and Bailey Circus,
Oh yeah,
I
I
saw a
would love
man, I saw a man get shot in the chest with a cannon, and I remember looking at my dad like, "Holy shit!" My dad's like, "That was the best moment because like your face was just like a pure amazement, like you just saw God." And I was just like, it's just I would never, as a parent having a kid, want to miss those moments when you can manipulate the not for your own maybe nefarious gain, but just to see the wonderment and how much they'll believe in. And it's like you get to see a little bit of hope, the pure essence of things.
and that's like, and once again, it comes back to sitting down and having dinner. You know what I'm saying? It's having those moments with my kids that I love the most. Like my you know, not my oldest, but my second, you know, he's 15, getting ready to be 16. He'll complain about everything we do, but as soon as we get there, guess who's having the most fucking fun? You know what I'm saying? He'll go, this sucks. You guys are lame. I don't want to do this. But as soon as we get here, he's got the biggest smile, been the first one to run out there.
I remember so many summers when I was like probably from 14 to like 16 or 17, I worked at a water park. And I mean, every day, I get to enjoy the water park. I got to swim around it. My grandma worked the booth, so she was selling tickets. My brother worked as a lifeguard, and it was like those experiences that I took for granted. Like I fucking hate going into work and hate all this, but just being literally out in the water 24, that's the whole day. Like the whole time it was open from open to close, just enjoying it and having fun and experience, being able to ride slides and just have a,
Mhm.
go on the go karts as much as fucking possible. And it's like these wonderments that you have as a kid, and then you realize when adulthood hits in, you got bills, you got all these other types of things. It just like sucks the fucking joy out of it. And I'm like, man, you don't want to raise your kid for so long, keeping them from all the horrors of the worlds until they're in their 30s, because that'll end up badly. But you don't want to expose them so early that it kills their innocence. It's always that question of, when should I tell my kid that Santa Claus isn't real? And it's that fear of, you love the amazement and wonderment behind their eyes when the Santa Claus aspect comes in. But how old is too old? When is it too old to stop shielding your kids from the horrors of the world, to let them know this is a reality and don't be afraid of it, but find ways to overcome it?
Now, let me tell you right now, and this is just my personal experience. This is from all four of my kids. Is I make sure it rides out as long as possible, because just like I said, you can look on your kids and you can see the bullshit in their eyes, and you can tell when they know and when they don't know. And the thing is I will never ever admit it. I will never ever say it. I will never say those words. Will never come out. This person isn't real. I will never ever ever, to the day I die, never say it. But when the kids figure it out, guess what? They're gonna have to humor me and do with it as long as possible. But I have had to tell my kids, I'm like, if you ruin this for them, I'm gonna ruin yours, and that's how this goes. You know what I'm saying? And so every one of the kids, at least within my presence, never said or snitched on anybody about that, because that's just, I need that wonderment, I need that joy. So, but the thing is when kids get to a certain age, guess what? They're going to fake it till they make it. And you can see when they know, when they don't know. And I just made sure that, like, with all my kids, and I'm gonna give you a funny Christmas story. My middle son, when he was 8 years old. All right, now check this story out. This is hilarious. We never put Christmas presents out until the night of Christmas. Okay, and the kids are sleeping in the living room, and so I'm like, all right, cool. I start putting presents out. They're it's like 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm putting presents out. And as I'm putting them out, I'm like, I get it all set up, eat a couple of cookies, drink the milk, and then I was like, fuck, I gotta pee now. So I go pee. I thought I saw one of the kids move, but I'm like, whatever. I just went back to bed. And then when he wakes up in the morning, he goes, Dad, Dad. I'm like, what? I think I saw Santa pee last night. He
Santa
used our
used my
bathroom.
Santa
He
used
used
my
our bathroom.
he didn't flush and wash his hands.
And I woke up. I was like, oh, I thought I heard something.
Oh my God. See, because I always look at that like, I don't know if I'd ever want to tell or even start up the myth of Santa Claus, only because I don't want to give the presents I spent my ass work or spent all that time working for, and then spent all my good money on presents, giving the fat guy all the credit. I want to get the credit myself.
Well, say that's the thing too, is like, the kids don't have any concept of money. It's only us. You know what I'm saying? They don't get it. They think we have all the money in the world. So the thing is you gotta just roll with it, because it's the magic of it. It's the mystery of it. It's how did he, or how did he get in the house? And then you just make up these elaborate fucking lies of like, well, he gets this small, goes through the keyhole, or like, we open the chimney up, we put the fire out, or he's got a fucking magic key, opens the door. You make up these elaborate stories, and you got to remember to stick to them, because then when they start asking you questions and start breaking it down, you just make it even more ridiculous. And it's so ridiculous they believe it. And because it's so ridiculous, they're like, I can't, but it's so crazy.
I'll never forget when my dad, just like, we were doing the cutting up a carrot and throwing it in the backyard for the reindeer. And
Mhm.
eventually, like halfway through like a carrot, my dad's like, all right, fuck, this doesn't do anything. They just sit here all, like, the carrots just stay here overnight. Nobody ever
Yeah,
eats them, never picks them up and throws them. Nobody goes that far to it.
yeah,
But my dad did the best transition from Santa Claus is when we started a Christmas tradition of doing steak and shrimp Christmas Eve.
yeah,
And that just like completely threw off the whole Santa is real type thing. And it became
yeah,
this. Remember, the craziest gift I think I've ever gotten was I asked for one of those Red Bull tables you would see at a bar. It looked
yeah,
like a giant like bar stool you would pull up
yeah,
to it. I got one of those for Christmas one time. So my dad worked at a radio station, now
yeah,
owns one. But he had those all out back, like they were just lined up all over the place. And he was like, "Can I take one of these home?" Freaking open up the back patio. It's just sitting there. I'm like, "No shit." And I'm like, "Let's put this in my room." And the first thing was like, "Don't scratch the walls." And I'm just ripping it up the stairs like as hard as I possibly can. But it's like, even I think it evolves into a new form. I think the main point of it is just about the traditional and the miracles and the memories you kind of make to it all, that you kind of like, they encounter everybody's mind and they get sentimental about things. But smell, any of those types of things are so strongly linked to memory, like we talked about last time.
Oh yeah.
Whenever I smell a Camel cigarette or whatever those things are called, I immediately think of my grandma. And it's just the biggest takeaway, or like fucking melts my heart, dude. And it's like, oh my God. And anytime I smell weed, I think of my grandparents' house. And it wasn't my grandparents' fault. It was just everybody, like my uncle's going over there all the time.
Yeah.
Makes me think of Christmas and Thanksgiving whenever I smell weed. And I'm like, oh, fucking who's pulling out the apple pie, But
That's it.
it's a crazy concept of like, that makes me think of like, I hope one day when I have kids, if I have kids, I can make my farts a nostalgic thing to them.
Hey,
It
and make
reminds them of
sure you do.
Christmas.
Yeah, make sure you do. My kids hate it so much because I'll walk in the room and I'll just let it rip and then walk out. Close the door
That's
right behind.
that's the type of comfortability you want though with your family,
Oh
where you can be
yeah.
like, all right,
Oh
I'm just
yeah.
gonna, I pay the bills, I paid for this couch, and you just drill one right into the seat.
Exactly. A lot of times what I'll do too is I'll walk past them and then just let it rip as I walk past them. They're like, "What the hell?" And then everyone starts running. And I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's the best part about being a dad, is being able to do those funny things."
It's like, even like, imagine the people that have a fear of even doing that in their own household because they don't want to get embarrassed in front of their own family. And it's like, if you can't be embarrassed in front of your family, who can you be embarrassed in front
Exactly.
of?
Exactly. Yeah. But the thing is too, is like, as people are so uptight about that, I was like, nah. I'll burp, I'll fart. You know what I'm saying? Like, the kids always get mad because I never close the bathroom door when I'm using it. And they're just like, but we can hear you. I'm like, that's the point.
That's the point. I want you to be proud of me like I was when you were a child and you were learning for the first time.
Every time I come out, I describe how big it was, and they're like, "We don't want to hear that." I'm like, "It had to be a record."
Oh, bro, I'll talk about that all day. I have so many people that I've met through the podcast that are like sending shit pictures. So I'm like, everyone's like so nervous about it, but I'm like, it always, out of all the conversations I've had, there's always usually end up a reference to it. There's
Oh
always
yeah,
because we all do it. It's so foreign and it's so
yeah,
weird if nobody ever talks about it.
exactly. People just uncomfortable with. I don't know. Like I said, that's how I grew up. I grew up with potty humor my whole life, so it's always hilarious to me.
I do think it's weird if you shit with the door open, though.
Well, it is what it is. Kids gonna have to deal with it because it's pretty strong in there.
How about to say, because like I turn on a fan, but I don't like going with like, oh man, it's just, even pissing in public is an issue. Like for me, I have to make sure the door's shut. I like the privacy of it all.
Like I said, I've never had any issues, peeing. But the thing is, I do have an issue, and this is something that I've talked about. Is like, people they teach their kids how to piss in public? You know what I'm saying? Because every time I take my kids, I look, hey, check it out. This is how a fly works. This is how your underwear. This is the reason there's a slit in the fucking middle. And this say, because like, I'll see grown fucking men drop their pants all over their ankles and
Yeah.
stand up and pee, and I'm like,
The hands too. Do they
it
put a
baffles
hand on the
me.
wall?
Yeah,
Do they put one? Do they put both?
yeah.
Do they do this like back or hands on the
Yeah,
hips and then go to the back?
arching all the way, and then
Oh
there's
my
piss all over
God.
your pants now because they're on the fucking floor.
Oh man, it's like when I figured out that those small urinals, they're meant for smaller people, not for
Yeah,
children.
for the vertically inclined.
Yes, I would say. And I'm like, damn, it's just so weird. I'm like, it's funny how like some people will eat, like, it's, if you ever see the movie The Campaign with oh my God, I'm blanking. Zach Galifianakis and Will Ferrell.
Yeah,
He was like, yeah, because I masturbate with my feet. And they're like, what? He goes, well, no one ever taught me. I had to teach myself. And it's like, oh my God, it's like, it's so true. Like, nobody taught me how to shave. So I shave myself. And it's like, when I shave, the first couple of times I was cut, like I was going with it rather than going
yeah,
against it. And it's like, you end up finding out tricks. It's like, it's so difficult. Like you find like my buddy, for instance, I don't want to point fingers here, but he does not know how to use certain tools like a wrench or certain things. I'm like, oh shit, that's stuff my dad taught me. and it wasn't passed on to you. Now they have YouTube to look at, but
Oh yeah.
it's a missing part of the experience about it
Oh, it
too.
is. It is. I always make sure I put a point out there. Like my younger son, he's like, I want to learn how to barbecue. I'm like, well, come on, and because like I said, I do the majority of the outside cooking. So I'm like, well, these are the skills you're gonna need. So I'm gonna teach you how to smoke this meat and cook this and grill this fucking meat. So you can learn how to burn it quick and cook it slow. And like same thing. I work on my cars. I do all the. I can build a car up, take a car apart, put everything back together. I can no matter what, I can get any car running as long as I got a basic set of tools. And these are the things like I said, I make sure like, hey, you want to learn this? You want to check this out? I'm about to do this. Come outside. You know what I mean?
It's funny that you mentioned barbecue because I don't really know how to barbecue, but I watched a video of a woman. She was stepping out on her patio that had no ledge, and she slipped off
Saw
the
that one.
end and grabbed the barbecue.
Yeah,
The crazy
right.
thing was she didn't like get up and run away. She got up and was like, ow, and like looking for someone to come help her. And I'm like, the propane tank is leaking out. It is falling.
Yeah.
I'm like, you better get away from that thing with the coal still burning.
You know
Like that's
what
gonna
I'm saying?
explode.
Oh my God, I seen that. And I was like, and it landed right on top of her too. It's like, oh,
I'm surprised she didn't go into the pool. I was about to say,
for real.
damn.
And then, first of all, why are you gonna have a ledge that small and then have a barbecue? There was like so much other backyard you could have had.
It's like the people that are like, well, it's for aesthetic reasons. It's like, if you can't use it, why do you have it? Just because it looks good? It's like you still want it to be functional too.
Exactly. Oh my God.
Well,
And I got a pit boss. I got it's like a 5-in-1 barbecue pit. It burns pellets. Pellets is the only way to go if you want to get like a smoker or a grill. And you literally I use right now. I've been using nothing but apple wood. I'm getting ready to smoke some beef ribs today, and then I'm also making some smash burgers because it's got a smoker and a charcoal grill on one side. Then it's propane grill, but then I can take the grill out and put in my griddle. So I literally have this metal plate that sits right in there, and I bet I'm gonna fucking heat that motherfucker up today. I'm gonna do like maybe I'll probably do maybe 1-pound burgers and then smash them flat and fucking grill them up with some onions.
that sounds fucking tasking.
Let me tell you right now, like I said, I love eating. And like I've been, if you ever watch my Instagram, for those people out there, I literally post everything I smoke and cook. I literally just cooked a turkey a couple of days ago for the dogs. And so we cooked it and then shredded it up for them.
See, I'm a can of tuna and some saltines is as far as I'm going to anything. I just had somebody ask me what I want for dinner. I'm like, I don't really want anything for dinner. I got a can of tuna I'm gonna eat. He's like, would you like I smoke this up or I did this? I'm like, I'm really good. It's just that sounds very, very tasking to me. And I just want something simple because for me, it's not an event. It's just a quick little task I got to get done so I can get on to my next thing.
Did I ever tell you about how I used to make those turkey brownies?
Turkey brownies?
My kids would call them because I used to take the if you buy a 1-pound thing of turkey, it comes in a square.
Yeah.
I used to just flop it onto an aluminum pan, put it in the oven, cook it for like maybe 30 minutes. It'd come out looking like a hockey puck, and I just eat it like that.
That's okay. That's better than what I thought you were going to go towards, like putting turkey in the actual chocolate brownies.
Yeah. Now it would come out looking like a brownie, and sometimes I put a little barbecue sauce on top or a little ketchup on top and just eat it like it was a fucking, just like it was a brownie. Like, and people were like, "Oh, did you just cook that like that?" I'm like, I did. That's all I needed. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
for us, I need the protein. I need the carbohydrates, and that's all that. Because I used to be just like you, like basic. I'm gonna cook this chicken, eat this chicken. I'm gonna fucking cook this turkey. I'm gonna eat this turkey. Don't need to make it fancy. I just got to eat it.
When someone says that meal's not normal, I'm just looking at them like, what do you consider normal? Like the fact that we put a turkey in the oven in a certain way and then dress it up all nice before we get down to eating it, when it's like so much easier. Like it goes back to what we can say about the beginning, Dairy Queen. I like Dairy Queen because the aspect of they put your ice cream in a fucking cup and not on a cone where it melts halfway down your hand. It makes you look like a fucking animal trying to suck it up all off the side of your hand.
Oh yeah, because it does.
It's like whichever way it fucking works. If you can take a little bit of a turkey brownie, be able to eat it like that, and it's like, oh, it doesn't look appealing to the eyes. You're not fucking eating it. Why do you care?
Exactly. You don't understand what gains mean.
It's like I know so many people, if it comes to weightlifting, I'm like, what do you have in your car as an emergency snack? And someone's like, well, I got my spoon for an emergency yogurt when I need it. It's like, yeah, because even, when you're traveling or something, you still got to eat when you can.
Oh yeah, you still got to eat what you can. I used to always keep MRE bars, and Retcon One used to make, which I have a whole bunch of in my fridge in the thing, but it's all it is just like an oatmeal bar with like each bar was like 40 grams of protein. So I'm like, all right, cool, I can eat this, and it'll last me a half hour before I gotta fucking eat again.
That's like a day's worth of food right there. Is that protein bar you just
Well, that
mentioned?
protein bar is like 600 calories. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is like, my calorie count back in the day used to be 10,000, and then now I'm more, like sitting around 3,500.
Damn, I'm at 400, I think.
Yeah, but that's the thing though too. You got a lot of stuff going on, so you're not going to be consuming as much.
And
But as soon as you start feeling better, you're gonna fucking start just pounding down.
I hope so, man. I was funny. I was looking at your Bigfoot video when I was in the emergency room and I was watching and I was like, yo, why is it's 2021? This video came out in 2018 and nobody has a good fucking shot of Bigfoot. Like it
it,
doesn't make sense.
it does make sense. I mean, yeah, right now, you know how we were talking
That
about
was the
string
shittiest
theory?
quality
It
video,
is.
bro.
Well, you gotta imagine these are most of these people are elderly people, and guess what they got? They got a razor phone. They got a fucking handheld fucking flip life alert
They
phone.
sounded like they were in their 30s, early 30s, and that girl was crying like, oh my God,
Oh.
it's Bigfoot. And she's like crying scared. I'm like, bitch, go out there and take a picture.
Get a hair sample, but all that also comes down to like, I always think they're interdimensional. So if they're phasing in and out of fucking, our dimension, of course it's going to be fuzzy because there's going to have that fucking trail of time space continuum. So every time you take a picture, you see a video, well, guess what? It's because they're phasing in and out. The energy is not letting you get that perfect picture. It would explain it.
It's like the fucking moon. We're in 2021. I still can't take a fucking nice picture of the moon with my fucking iPhone.
It goes like that. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to tap the screen and zoom in.
Ben, where can people find you at, man?
I'm the Angry Dad. You can find me on Angry Dad Podcast. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Tumblr, all that fucking good shit. If you want to listen to my shit, Apple Podcast, Spotify. Let me start over. Guess the fuck what? I'm the Angry Motherfucking Dad. You want to watch my shit? IGTV, YouTube. You want to listen to it? Spreaker, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, SoundCloud, Deezer, iHeartRadio. My shit is everywhere. You can easily fucking find it. Rate, review, like, subscribe, all that bullshit. And guess the fuck what? You listen to Out of the Blank.
Damn straight.